If you want to understand how to create your reality, you first have to understand the field you're creating it from. In quantum physics, there's something called the quantum field. It's not just outer space. It's not some woo-woo magic cloud. It's an invisible sea of vibrating energy. It holds every potential version of reality for you and for everyone else. Think about that. Right now, there are infinite versions of you that already exist in potential. The wealthy you, the heartbroken you, the healed you, the thriving you, the version of you who gave up, the version who became legendary. And all of those versions, they already exist. Not in your imagination, in vibrational form, inside the quantum field. Now here's the game changer. You don't make them happen. You don't need to force, push, beg, or hope. You simply tune into the version of you want to experience, and that timeline begins to collapse into reality. Imagine the quantum field like a cosmic streaming service. Every possible version of your life is already uploaded, ready to go. You don't create from scratch. You just decide what to click play on. And the way you click play is through your frequency, through your beliefs, through your emotions, through your identity, through your focus. So when you say, I want to be successful, the field says, okay, here's the version of you who already is. Tune into that one and reality will mirror it back. But if you keep focusing on the lack, on the version of you who's struggling, confused, and doubting yourself, then that's the version that gets reinforced. Because the field doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you tune into. The quantum field contains it all. It's not about trying harder. It's about aligning deeper. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful truths in all of quantum reality creation. What you focus on becomes real. This isn't just mindset. This isn't just a spiritual belief. This is physics. In quantum physics, there's something called the observer effect. It means that particles, the tiniest building blocks of matter, exist in a state of pure potential. They're not fixed. They're in what's called superposition, meaning they exist in multiple possible states at once. But the moment someone observes the particle, boom, the wave collapses. It becomes one thing, one state, one reality. So what does that mean for you? It means your conscious focus, your attention, your belief, your emotional charge, is what's collapsing infinite potential into one lived experience. You're not reacting to reality. You're generating it. If you constantly focus on what's not working, that timeline gets reinforced. If you constantly expect disappointment, that potential collapses again and again. But when you focus with clarity, with emotion, with consistency on the version of you that already has what you desire, you collapse that potential into form, into matter, into your life. This is why your focus is sacred. It's not passive. It's not neutral. It's a creative force. Where you place your attention is where energy goes. And where energy goes, reality forms. So I'll ask you, what timeline are you observing today? What version of you are you energizing right now? Because whether you realize it or not, you're always collapsing something. So choose wisely. Here's the secret to quantum reality creation that most people miss. You don't get what you want. You get what you are. Not what you say. Not what you visualize. Not what you journal once a week. But who you consistently be in your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and behavior. In the quantum field, identity is your access code. Each version of reality, wealth, love, success, freedom, is already real in vibrational form. But how do you unlock it? You have to match the identity of the version of you who already lives there. Because the field doesn't respond to begging. It responds to resonance. So ask yourself, what identity am I currently living from? Am I showing up as the version of me who already has what I desire? Or am I stuck performing the identity of lack, fear, doubt, or survival? Because every moment you're choosing, whether you realize it or not. So how do you upgrade your reality? You don't need to wait for evidence before shifting your identity. You need to shift your identity before you get the evidence. And when you do, the field responds. The opportunities, people, and ideas, they all rearrange around the new you. Not the you who's trying, but the you who's already decided. So instead of asking, how do I get there? Ask, who do I need to become to already be there? Then start being that version now. In your thoughts, in your language, in your nervous system, in your posture, in your choices. That's what unlocks the shift. Your identity is not fixed. It's programmable. And when you change who you're being, reality has no choice but to mirror that back. Because identity is the access code to everything. Now let's discuss why your body must feel safe to hold the shift. Now what if you've visualized? You've declared. You've chosen a new identity. But your reality still hasn't changed. It might not be a mindset problem. It might be a nervous system mismatch. Here's what most people don't realize. Your body is the gatekeeper between quantum potential and physical manifestation. You can think the new thoughts, say the affirmations, even take aligned action. But if your nervous system doesn't feel safe holding that new version of you, it will shut it down. It will reject the timeline. It will pull you back into familiar chaos, because chaos feels safe to a dysregulated system. Here's the truth you need to know. If your body is still wired for survival, it doesn't care about your vision board. It wants predictability. It wants comfort in the familiar, even if the familiar is painful. This is why people sabotage love, why they lose money after manifesting it, why success triggers fear instead of joy. The shift isn't complete until your nervous system agrees with your vision. So how do you work with the body? You regulate it. You rewire it. You teach your system, this version of me is safe. You can make the body feel safe through breath work, somatic movement, nervous system healing, inner child work, gentle repetition instead of force. The nervous system is not your enemy. It's your protector. And when it learns that the new version of you is safe, it lets it in. It lets it last. It lets it grow. Because integration isn't intellectual. It's biological. And when the body says yes, reality finally catches up. Let's talk about why you attract what you feel, not what you say. And here's a truth that will change how you manifest forever. You don't attract what you want. You don't attract what you say. You attract what you feel. Your emotions are your broadcast signal to the quantum field. They're not just feelings. They're frequencies. They're energetic commands. Think of your emotions as your magnetic signature. Whatever you feel most consistently, that's what you're tuned to. You could say all the affirmations in the world, but if you're vibrating in anxiety, shame, lack, or fear, that's the frequency the field responds to. That's the timeline that collapses into form. This is why feeling as if it's already done is the key. It's not about pretending. It's not about bypassing. It's about finding that inner knowing where your body says, this is already mine. And when your heart, mind, and body align with that emotion, you become magnetic. That is quantum alignment. You're not just visualizing the new reality. You're emotionally living it before it arrives. That's the signal that collapses the timeline. That's the feeling the quantum responds to. So ask yourself, what emotional signature am I broadcasting today? Does it match the life I'm calling in? Can I let myself feel just a little more of the future right now? Because the field doesn't speak words. It speaks vibration. And your emotions are your frequency. Now let's discuss what you must know to master timeline shifting and reality selection. Most people stop at vision boards, affirmations, and high vibes. But to actually live a new timeline and stay there, you need to understand the deeper mechanics of quantum reality creation. Let me break down the 5 final truths that complete the puzzle. So you don't just manifest moments, you manifest your new normal. 1. Time is not linear, you're tuning into timelines. You are not moving through time. You are moving through timelines chosen by your frequency. All versions of you already exist. The future isn't waiting for you. It's available now. So stop saying, one day. Instead, ask, which version of me am I tuning into right now? Because it's not about how long it takes. It's about how long you hold the vibration. 2. You're either collapsing timelines or drifting through life. You're always in motion. You're either consciously collapsing a timeline or unconsciously drifting into one based on old programs. Every thought, every emotional reaction, every habit is a vote. So ask, is this reinforcing my old reality or collapsing my new one? Reality doesn't change because you want it to. It changes because you stopped aligning with the old you. 3. Reality is a mirror, not a punishment. Your life is showing you exactly what you believe about yourself, about others, and about what you think you deserve. Don't take it personally. Take it as feedback. That delay? That trigger? That loop? They're not setbacks. They're reflections. Ask, what version of me is this moment reflecting back to me? And then shift accordingly. 4. Faith equals frequency lock-in. Doubt is what collapses potential timelines. Faith is true energetic consistency, is what locks them in. You don't need to check if it's working. You need to hold the frequency like it already has. When you trust it's done before the evidence shows up, that's when the evidence arrives. The field doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to certainty. And 5. Action is the final collapse. Thinking isn't enough. Feeling isn't even enough. You have to act like it's already true. Every aligned decision is a vote for your new timeline. Post without fear. Have the hard conversation you've been wanting to have. Invest where the old you hesitated. Walk through the door before you see what's on the other side. Your new identity isn't built in theory. It's built through movement. So if you've been doing the inner work but still feel stuck, check those 5 areas. Because once you tune into time differently, once you stop drifting, once you read the mirror, once you hold the signal, and when you finally take bold, aligned action, the quantum field will move. Not because you forced it, but because you finally matched it. The version of you who has it already exists. It's time to live like it.